So you joined me at the Hatfield 5-mile race. This is 5 weeks on from when I did my sub-3 marathon attempt at Abingdon with an agonising 3 hours and 40 seconds. First race back, let's see how we get on. 5,
4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Have a good one, guys. And we're off. So, what is the plan for today? Well, we are going for a PB. I've done this course a few times before. Active Training World really know what they're doing with this, and it's such a flat, fast course. So my PB is actually from 2022, the same course when I did a 30 minutes 50 seconds. That's 3:50 a kilometre or 6:10 a mile, I believe. But today we're aiming for a lot faster, so I'm looking for around anything from 27:59, which is a 3:29 a k pace or 5:36 a mile, to 28:59, so that's 3:36 a k pace or 5:48 a mile. You'll see I've got the stats up here. So on the left hand side, my pace, I've actually put it in kilometres, even though it's a 5-mile race, because I did decide actually I'll put it in kilometres on my watch today, just so I can get that little bit extra feedback and data as I'm going along. Realise in this case whether I'm going too fast, and as you can see right now, my average pace does need to be around sort of 3:29, and we're going a little bit faster than that. So I've just been kind of gradually easing off a little bit as I try and settle in early on. Just a little bit of background about me if you are new to the channel. So I did run a 17-minute 5k in late August. That was 3:25 kilometre pace, the pace I'm currently running now. But that was in a big marathon build. I was feeling fit, but obviously high mileage. But then coming back, I've had a couple of weeks off. I've just been taking it easy. I've only done one speed session before this race, so I really don't know where I'm at. So I'm just thought, let's aim for somewhere between 28 and 29 minutes and just see what happens. I had in my head that I kind of wanted to find a pack and just go with it, but as you can see now, I'm just letting a few people come past me because I realised that actually the effort felt maybe a tiny bit too high this early on, so I just wanted to ease back from that. So I'm letting some people go past me, and I know also I've probably gone off a little bit fast, as we often do, so I'm just trying to ease that back so the average pace is more around that 3:30 a k mark. That's what I had in my head. The other thing to say is this first kilometre or two, first mile, is a bit downhill overall, so you've got that in your favour. As you can see, we're on very flat tarmac at the moment. The paths that we'll be going on shortly are all very much the same, so it is a flat and fast course. I'm in my Nike Vaporfly 2s, a fairly fresh pair that I've only done one race in before, so yeah, I knew they were going to always be suiting me well for this one. I'm just trying to really lock into the right pace, which I think is sustainable, but you can see I have slowed down quite a bit at this stage. As we say hello to Jess, so thanks to Jess.
Cheers,
one
Jess.
of our fellow Felons Valley Spartans, my running club, who was out marshalling on the course today. There was quite a few people out on the course cheering us on, which was a big help because we had a good old Spartan contingent out on the course. So we're just approaching the first kilometre now. Let's just see what the split is and how close we are to that kind of 3:29 as a goal pace. So we hit the 1k mark. It is a 3:31, so just very slightly off that kind of dream goal pace, but very much kind of there or thereabouts in terms of where we want to be at this early stage of the race. So I'm going to move it forward a bit now, around to the first mile mark, and let's see where we got for that. So here we are, we've just passed our first mile. It was a 5:39 and actually 21 feet downhill overall, so yeah, a quick mile to begin with. So now we've moved it on again. We've actually gone past the 2k point already, so that was a 3:31 for the second kilometre. And you can see I'm in a little bit of no man's land right now. That idea of kind of sticking with a pack and just going with it for whatever hasn't really worked out. I've actually got Paul Guy from Garden City Runners up in front, and I know that because we've ran together around for that Hatfield 5k, which I talked about when I did that 17 minutes flat back in the summer. So yeah, we're there or thereabouts. I've moved it on again. I have got a bit more company now. It's a London City runner. I believe this is Jesse, from looking at the results. So yeah, we ended up running quite close and together for quite a while at this one. So yeah, he came past me. I'm realising I'm slowing down a bit again, so I just decided let's go back past him again and let's see if we can pick it up. So we've hit the 3k mark. It's a 3:38 for the 3rd k, so it is a bit of a drop off after those two 3:31s early on, but it's just really trying to work out what feels sustainable. 5 miles is 8k, so yeah, we've still got quite a bit of this race to go as Jesse comes back past me and starts to make a bit of a turn of pace and really pick it up. So I've got to make that choice. Can I go with him? And that's really what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to kind of get back on his tail as we enter the kind of second part of this race. We've got the 2 mile marker coming up fairly shortly, I believe, so we'll look out for that. And understandably, I mean, it's going to be a bit slower than that first mile. I realise that because the first mile is super quick. You got all that adrenaline in you as well, no doubt. So I think we can just see the 2 mile marker coming up on the right hand side. Yeah, there it is, and that was a 5:49 for the second mile as a St Albans strider. I believe that's Jonathan Scott who comes through. So yeah, no, I'm getting overtaken at the moment. Another person has overtaken this time, a Ware jogger, I believe, as we approach the 4k mark now. So we'll see how we're getting on here, but as you can see from my pace on the left hand side, you know, things have dropped a little bit from that early kind of 3:30-ish kilometre pace, but we're still there or thereabouts. So it's 4th kilometre, we've done it in a 3:36. That one was a little bit downhill, -3 metres, but yeah, I've clawed the pace back a little bit from that earlier kilometre. And what have we got here? So I've had to pause it already because my camera just decided to turn off. I don't know why. It had load of battery, but when it does that, it means it's not functioning correctly. So unfortunately, I couldn't turn it back on for a while because I didn't want to not get any footage at the end. So you'll have to imagine me running through the 3 mile mark. So the 3rd mile was a 5:48, then we hit 5k, it was a 3:36 for the 5th k, and actually a 17:53 for halfway. We got the 6k, that was a 3:37, so again there or thereabouts, and then the 4th mile was a 5:51, so just a little bit slower than I wanted in terms of that top end of 28-minute pace. Okay, so I've braved turning the camera on very briefly, but the 7 kilometre was a 3:35 for that one, and we moved it on again, another 800 metres, so we're closing in, final bit of this, and I thought, how long will the camera last? And guess what? It turns itself off again. So here we are, coming into the finish. Okay, so we're across the line. That 8k was an 8:35, same as the 7k. The 5th mile was a 5:41, so I did manage to pick it up in that last mile. So we see Paul and then Charlie there coming over. And of course, I've got to ring the bell because it's a PB. It's a 28:55 for me. Very happy with that. Managed 26 overall as we see Ross coming in, one of the people I'm coaching at the moment. He's got Valencia Marathon on Sunday, so all the best to Ross. We've also got Liam coming in, one of the new Spartans. Great to see Liam in his stripes. And very shortly we're going to see Georgie coming in. We're actually going to do a separate series on Georgie, but she's currently training for a sub 25k, so it was a real good test for her today, but more on that in another video. So I had an absolute nightmare with the camera today, fully charged, and then it dies on me before halfway. I don't know what's going on. It's very cold today, so maybe that's something to do with it, but hey, yeah, that was tough. Like, big PB, almost 2 minutes, but at the upper end of what I wanted, to be honest. But got to be humble because it's still a really good time for me, and I am really pleased. But racing is hard. It is hard, and 5 weeks on for the marathon. I just felt that today. I've got plenty more races coming up. I'm probably going to do a fast 5k park run next week, then another ATW event, got the Stevenage Winter 10k, then we've got the Buntingford 10 mile just at the end of the year, and then another ATW event. We got the St Albans New Year 10k to finish off the year. So lots of racing. I'm not going to commit to all of them just yet, see how the body feels, but yeah, lots of exciting stuff coming up, which hopefully the head cam will work for. Yeah, if you enjoyed the video, do give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see those races and a lot more that I've got planned for next year, and I will see you on the next one. Cheers.